From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Saturday, December 12th, 2015. Silver is trading at $13.92 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,075 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $425. Antiwar.com reports, after claiming earlier this week to have captured 60% of the Anbar province capital of Ramadi in a single day and talking up a quick victory thereafter, Iraqi military forces continue to claim further great gains in the city, though the U.S. said it was actually quite slow going. Heavy fighting is still ongoing in the city center, with the Islamic State destroying the Euphrates River lock and multiple bridges leading to the center of the city, which they still control. Officials are bragging that the Islamic State is trapped in the center of the city, but does not seem to have a quick idea of how to recover the area. Indeed, even as the military continues to talk up having the city fully liberated by Christmas at the latest, other Iraqi officials are privately conceding that U.S. Secretary of Defense Ash Carter's offer of attack helicopters to finish off the Islamic State in Ramadi was likely to be accepted. Either way, the Islamic State had over 6 months to prepare traps and ambushes throughout the city before Iraqi forces had managed to surround it, and the battle over the city is likely to last far longer than anyone officially admits, as has been the case with previous fighting around Iraq. You can support FPP Radio by shopping online. Whether you're looking for precious metals, bitcoins, or books, you'll find that and more at shop.fppradio.com. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. Or you can shop directly from FPP with Bitcoin in the Bitcoin store. That's shop.fppradio.com. Reuters reports leading daily fantasy sports companies FanDuel and DraftKings won a temporary reprieve, allowing them to keep operating in New York State through New Year's Eve, reversing for now an order by a state judge to close the businesses in the state. New York State Appeals Court Judge Paul Feinman temporarily suspended an injunction granted earlier in the day by New York Supreme Court Judge Manuel Mendez. Mendez had stopped short of deciding whether daily fantasy sports are a game of skill or chance under New York law, but ruled that there was a likelihood that New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman would be able to prove that the games are illegal if the matter goes to trial. The short-term stay, issued in an emergency appeal filed by FanDuel and DraftKings on Friday, allows the companies to do business in New York at least until January 4th. After that, a panel of judges will rule on whether the injunction granted by Mendez was appropriate. Schneiderman last month sent cease and desist letters to the companies demanding that they stop taking money from players within the state. FanDuel stopped letting New York State residents play the games after receiving the letter, but DraftKings has continued operating as usual. Since FanDuel stopped taking money from New Yorkers, entry fees in the company's weekly NFL games have dropped by about 25%, according to data from fantasy sports analyst company Super Lobby. Over that same period, entries into DraftKings NFL Guaranteed Prize Pool contest are down around 12%. Professional football is the most popular sport for daily fantasy contest. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports President Barack Obama on Friday signed a stopgap measure to avert a government shutdown and keep federal offices operating for 5 more days. Obama signing the measure on Friday afternoon followed its passage by the Senate and House and funds the operations of the federal government until Wednesday, while Congress works to reach agreement on a $1.1 trillion omnibus spending bill. Obama signed the bill just hours before a government shutdown would have started. Unable to agree on the longer-term spending bill, lawmakers instead chose to buy more time with the 5-day extension. Congress now has until December 16th to complete government funding that will last until the end of the fiscal year 2016. The Senate approved the stopgap measure by a voice vote late Thursday, and the House followed suit on Friday. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.